Hi and welcome to another popper and stickbait video. Well, today is all about how we actually attach our lures to our leaders. Now, generally, the strongest method you're going to get is a swivel tied to your leader and a split ring on the nose of the actual lure. Before someone asked me, this is a Rapala Magnum Prey 10. So that's pretty much the strongest method you're going to get. You want to change lure, you literally just take the swivel off the split ring and then put on your next lure. So going on to the good, bad and the ugly, we'll start of course at the ugly first. So these things, I really do not recommend these. You can get these in two styles. This little tab at the top there, some of these clips have that tab, some of them don't. Some of them are literally just like that. Now the problem with these is you put too much strain on that and it will literally just pull out. So you can use these if you're, for example, boat fishing and you're not casting, so you're just lowering a lure up, a weight up and down, but that's about it. You never ever use these clips to actually attach a lure, because hook anything half decent and it will just simply open up. So what are the other ones we have here? So this one is a, let's try and get, there we go. So that's a Berkley McMahon size 10 swivel. These things are really good. Even though I wasn't actually fishing for it, with one of these clips, I've landed a 63-pound Wells catfish and it didn't come undone. So you can see that, hopefully you can, let's try and get that a little bit closer for the camera. The way that works, that will go over, he says, so looking through the lens, and these things are damn small as well, so bear with me. There we go. So no, it's still not done it. Let me try it the other way up and looking from the side view. Bear with me, YouTube. Normal service will be resumed now. So you can see now how that is actually attached. So any pressure on either end, it just pulls those two locks tighter and tighter. They don't look much, but they're really strong. They're sort of 40-pound breaking strain rated. So those are pretty good, like those. We're then coming on to what I started off using for bass fishing in the UK. So I'm talking about, we only get one species of bass in the UK, so these are saltwater bass. So this is made by Delalande, I think that's how it's pronounced, and these are the Agrif clips. So these clip on fairly easily, like so. There we go. So that's now on. It's nice and secure. So why don't I like these? I don't like these because of that little prong. Excuse my disgustingly filthy fingers. This is very much a weed trap. And if there's any weed in the water that gets on your line, it gets caught on that straight away. So for some lures, ow, you can see they go on very easily. You then get other ones. So this is an IMA Komomo 2. So this is another reason why I went away from these. These are really fiddly to get. You can do it. I'm not going to do it now, but you can get them on there. But they're a bit fiddly sometimes. When you've got a nice open eye like that, they're great. So that's that one. Then coming on to, there's a few that are all the same style. So let's just come back to them. And then, so these are by Breakaway. So they're mini clips. So they've been around, I think, the longest in the UK, but HTO have bought some out as well. So the reason for the difference. Now, if I don't even take one out of the packet here, but I will show you this one. Hopefully this one, you'll see this. So the little leg there, it doesn't poke out very much. There seems to have been some inconsistencies with their manufacturing process. Sometimes that little leg pokes out, sometimes it doesn't. This is a good example of it not particularly poking out well. So that they're not the best in the world. You know, they're piss cheap. I think they're not even £2 for a packet of 10. But I think most of those just aren't very good. Now, if I then show you, this is a version by the HTO. You can see now that little leg is significantly more bent in. So if I put that over there so you can see the two, like that. So now hopefully you can see the difference. So these are just a lot easier to get on. So let's put those to one side and just show you how these do actually go on. So with these, the lure always goes that end and your main line to that end. So they are super simple, even doing it through a phone, he says. There we go, so that's on nice and easily. It's secure, it's not going to come off. When you're then changing lures, you can just put a bit of side pressure on, then it comes off ever so easily. So the HTO clips are actually very good. I know, everyone I know that's used them so far has said, yeah, these are the ones actually. So then going on, if you're using, maybe fishing for something slightly bigger, then the Tactical Angler's Power Clip. Now these are from the States. They do them in, as you can see here, a variety of sizes, 50, 75, 125 and 195 pounds. Same similar sort of idea, but these ones, as you can see, have sort of a definite point at each end. But same system as the previous ones. So you just hook your lure in there and that's it. It's on good and tough. And equally so, it comes off really well. Then these aren't really available in the UK. If you do want some of these, your only option is going to be to actually import them. There's various online auction sites where you can get fake ones, but they're not real. They do them in 2 different size packs. I'd recommend buying in the bulk pack, which isn't still lots, and it doesn't exactly cost a lot of money. And therefore, if you buy 2 or 3 sizes or 2 or 3 packs, the postage therefore isn't too insignificant. But Tactical Angler's Power Clips, these are excellent. Relatively new to the UK market, the BKK Snaps. So these are the Snap 41. I'll show you, he says, working out how to get into the packet. I'm only going to take the bigger one out because while I'm doing this through the camera lens, it's an awful lot easier. So, yet again, you can see it's quite similar to these two in its actual design. So, you know, your main line goes to the small end, your lure at the bottom, and you can see there's that stop to stop it coming off. Oops, come on, let go. And yet again, doing it through the phone. There we go. On nice and easily, nice and quickly. I've tried both sizes. I've tried the small ones and the large ones. The small ones are great. They can be a little bit on the fiddly side. So the smallest one is a size 1, so £20. And then the size 2 is £31. I would suggest in reality, if you're fishing in the UK for our saltwater bass, then if you're fishing in an estuary and the size 1, open coast, probably size 2. So that's that one. Now the last one is for when you're fishing for fish that really pull. And you're not in a situation where you want to use a swivel split ring like I showed earlier on. So these are the Mustad Ultra Point snaps. Now, as you can see, these have got a 150-pound breaking strain, quite a lot. So this is a size 3. If I just hold that like, oops, let's hold it on my hand, then hopefully you can see it that way. Right, now, these are fiddly, to put it mildly, but the actual hook part comes up and goes through that eye and hooks over the top. The idea being that if a fish does actually bite this and does that, it's got to move that hook there past that loop. So to get your lure on, you've got to push it away and pull the top bit back to, as you saw then. They are damn fiddly, but they are very, very strong. So these are the clips that I've decided I'm going to use for both tigerfish and for golden dorado. Getting the back on is relatively easy. Poke it through, over the top, bosh, done. There you go, sorted. They do them in a variety of sizes. As you can see, the finish does come off them, but you know, is that going to make any difference? No, I don't think so. So there we go. So a variety of different clips that are available in the UK. There might be some different ones available in your country, but these ones seem to work pretty well, I found anyway. So if you have enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give me a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, please do ask them below and I'll answer them as soon as I can. And please do subscribe to the channel. Many thanks now. Take care. Bye-bye.